After 4 months of deliberation, 73 subcommittee reports, a conference committee that lasted well over 12 hours long into the night on Thursday evening, we present you SB 826, which is our state's budget. This budget is historic because it has the highest reserves in most recent history, $8 billion, because we all decided with the voters to save for a rainy day. It's also historic because it invests in education. Over $3 billion reinvested in LCFF, above what we had last year. It also invests in higher education in the University of California, in $190 million, with $235 million for the California State University. But more importantly, what we also sent a message to each of these institutions is that the institutions weren't just created to allow anyone to attend, but they have to make sure that they allow California students to the front of the line. Because too often in recent years, we haven't been able to get our own residents, our own kids into these schools. So we are working to make sure there's 2,500 more students at the University of California. We're working to make sure there's over 5,000 students going into CSU from California. And we're also making sure there are 40,000 new slots at our community colleges, really the lifeblood of our higher education system all around the state. But that's not really where the good news ends. We were able to deliver $400 million for early education in daycare slots, the very slots that are needed so our families can go to work. Like many of you here, I have children, and if I didn't have access to childcare like many Californians don't, I wouldn't be able to be here with you today, wouldn't be able to do the work that I choose to do, and we wouldn't be able to have the opportunity to work like so many families across the state are trying to do. In addition, we created over 9,000 more slots for full-day preschool, $100 million. That invest in our preschool slots, so we can move closer to a goal of universal preschool for each and every single student that's 4 years old in California. We also strove in this budget to ensure that we continue our priorities to clean our air, to clean our water. Much of that is really primary to what our goal and what our state is trying to do. And lastly, if we can't protect our communities and make them safer, what are we really doing for Californians? So with that, we've also created many opportunities for many of the agencies who are doing the frontline work in making our communities safer. Whether it's our local police agencies, whether it's groups that are dealing with human trafficking, really dealing with recidivism, really help make sure that the criminal justice system doesn't forget the name at the very end of the very word at the end of its name, which is rehabilitation. Quite often we set up a revolving door around our criminal justice system where we don't have inmates who are being rehabilitated. And that's something that we know if we want to get ahead in reducing our corrections costs that we have to really start taking seriously. With that, members, I respectfully ask for your aye vote on SB 826.